AnduinOS 1.3 bills itself as the perfect bridge for developers migrating from Windows to Linux. But beneath the polished Windows 11-style veneer lies a distribution that underwhelms its target audience. While it delivers on visual mimicry, complete with a centered Start button, HDR support, and a Super Plus V clipboard shortcut, it fails to provide meaningful developer-centric tools out of the box. Built on Ubuntu 25.04, AnduinOS enjoys solid hardware support and Flatpak/Flathub integration. Yet its minimal software selection and lack of in-place upgrades leave users frustrated rather than empowered. Ultimately, AnduinOS feels like a set-it-and-forget-it desktop for casual users, not the robust development platform it purports to be. Now let's talk about background and underpinnings. AnduinOS 1.3 is based on Ubuntu 25.04, Plucky Puffin, ensuring support until January 2026, and compatibility with the vast majority of Ubuntu packages. It leverages GNOME 48 to emulate Windows 11's look, complete with a dock of centered icons and a weather widget in the bottom left corner, while retaining the simplicity of GNOME's core design. Rooted in Canonical's stable LTS lineage, AnduinOS inherits reliable hardware support, the apt package manager, and a familiar file hierarchy. Now let's talk about visual design and user experience. At first glance, AnduinOS nails the Windows 11 aesthetic. Its customized GNOME shell delivers the trademark translucent panels, rounded corners, and centered Start menu with uncanny precision. HDR support brings richer colors to compatible displays, and the inclusion of Super Plus V for clipboard history feels like a genuine productivity boost. However, these touches are purely cosmetic, when the real needs of developers go unmet. The Weather app button, while charming, underscores how AnduinOS prioritizes flair over functional depth. Now let's talk about developer orientation, or the lack thereof. Despite marketing claims, AnduinOS does not ship with pre-configured IDEs, version control clients, or container runtimes that developers expect. Aside from superficial workflow shortcuts and Flatpak sandboxing, there is no bundling of tools like Git, Docker, or language runtimes, forcing developers to spend precious time installing and configuring essentials. In essence, the distribution merely replicates Windows UI habits without truly streamlining dev workflows. Now let's talk about performance and stability. One of AnduinOS's few redeeming qualities is its snappy performance. Applications launch instantly, updates apply swiftly, and animations remain fluid even in a 3 GB RAM virtual machine. The minimal pre-installed software footprint keeps system resource usage low, while Flatpak/Flathub integration broadens access to proprietary apps, like Spotify and Slack, without compromising security. Still, this lean and mean approach serves more to benefit casual users than hardcore developers seeking a ready-made development sandbox. Now let's talk about drawbacks and limitations. No in-place upgrades. Users cannot seamlessly upgrade from one AnduinOS version to the next. Full reinstallations are required, a glaring omission for any distro targeting professionals. Limited ecosystem presence. With a user base of just over 2,000 and no distro watch ranking, community support and third-party resources are scarce. Superficial developer focus. Marketing promises of a dev-friendly experience ring hollow without pre-bundled toolchains or streamlined workflows. Chinese origin concerns. Although open source, AnduinOS's China-based development invites scrutiny over privacy and transparency, despite claims of zero telemetry. Now finally, conclusion and recommendation. AnduinOS 1.3 is a textbook example of style over substance. It succeeds as a proof of concept, showing that GNOME 48 can convincingly mimic Windows 11, but stumbles when tasked to deliver a turnkey development environment. Developers will find themselves reconfiguring the system to their needs, while everyday users may grow annoyed by the lack of polish in core functionality, such as upgrades. For those seeking a Linux distro that seamlessly replaces Windows in both form and function, AnduinOS ultimately disappoints. A more specialized distro, or even a vanilla Ubuntu with a Windows-style theme, would likely serve both developers and casual users far better.